Hi guys, had a few people ask what I carry in my truck on a day-to-day basis. So it's a pretty nasty day. I've just been up the scrapyard, weighed in all my old shoes and scrap iron. So I've come home with it empty. So I thought it was an ideal opportunity to show you what I put in it as I stick it back in. So first of all, we've got the bed slide. Best tool I've bought in many a year. Saves all that crawling about on your hands and knees to get to stuff at the front. You just pull it out and you can get to everything right to the front. I wish I'd known about these years ago. Brilliant bit of kit. Anyway, so that stays in, although it does just lift out. It's not attached in any way. So if you do need the extra space, it's easy to lift out. There's a light, a brush and a block of wood for sticking horses' feet on. Vice, shovel. Vice you've seen on one of my other videos when I made that. Useful bit of kit. Hose holder, spider, wire brush, I think. Head collar. It's handy if I get to a yard and there's no one there, I can go and get the pony and get on. Brush for brushing the dog. She gets covered in muck. And oh yeah, de-icer, that was the other thing down there, which I might need at the moment. So let's start loading her up. First thing, ordinary everyday toolbox. Ordinary everyday tools, just in case, screwdrivers, spanners, wire ties, screws, little cordless drill, Allen keys, all sorts of things you might need on a day-to-day basis. I always sort of carry that with me, and that lives up in this corner. Next one is my shoe or foot management kit, I suppose you might call it. It's got all my Equipack, Equilocks, filler, all sorts of stuff like that. There's an Equipack half used. These other ones, I'm not sure who they're made by, but they're slightly cheaper but almost identical. 3 or 4 of those. They're applied with this gun, which is like a double mastic gun. Just pushes both tubes down at the same time. Equilocks, and that's a brilliant bit of kit. It's like a glue cum filler. It's flexible, so it sticks really well. It doesn't crack. Nylon mesh to go under the shoe helps the Equilocks, or not the Equilocks, the Equipack stick to the foot. And if it's slightly damp at all, which is quite often in this weather or in this country, because we've always got a dampness around. These are the nozzles that go on the gun. See, they've got a spiral in there and they mix the two compounds actually in the nozzle, so you have to be fairly quick, and you can only use the nozzle once for 1 foot, so you need to keep a few of those. Sanding block just for cleaning the foot off. Rubber gloves, and something I can't find, which just should be in there, so I'm going to have to put some. Chalk. I use that for, I sort of grind it or file it over the Equipack once I put it in. It's a bit more, just stops the foot sticking to the ground when I put it down. So that's that box, another useful bit of kit that sits there. More horse stuff, this one. I need the key for this. It's not for security at all, it's just to stop the box flying open. Bits of rubber stuff all over the place. Right, pads of all different descriptions. Some there with frog supports, different sizes, plain soles, sort of rim pads, thick ones, rim pad, thin ones. Don't use a lot of these days, but I like to carry a selection of stuff just in case. You might turn up at a yard and the vet's there saying, oh, can you do this, can you do that, can you do the other? So it's nice to have the stuff with you. Right, what else have we got? Gallon of diesel, just in case. Don't want to run short of that out in the middle of nowhere. Jumper cables, again, fairly long ones. I like to carry them in case someone gets in trouble, or I do. Rope, again, tying things down, pulling things out, whatever, just in case. I'm afraid I'm a bit of a just in case type of person. Right, what else have we got? First aid kit. Oh yeah, never used it before. It's probably all out of date, gone stale, but keep it there just in case. Luckily I haven't ever had to use it. Now this is the only bit of kit I don't keep in here on a regular basis, the only thing that's worth anything. It's my hand, or cordless Dremel. Brilliant bit of kit for dorsal wall resections, pus holes, all sorts of things like that. Great bit of kit that is. Old socket set, small one, just in case. Camera bag. Now this is another horsey one. No camera, just dental impression material. Now it's a powder, and you mix it up with water and it goes sort of like a liquid. You pour it in and it goes rubbery, so you can pour that into feet if you want to make a void or want to avoid getting anything else on it. Same with this. This is like putty, Play-Doh, kids Play-Doh. It's cheap. You can reuse it a couple of times and chuck it away. Just if you want to make a void in some Equipack, we're doing a bit of sort of like a hospital plate. That's handy. I've got 2 or 3 of those in there. Again, you get to a yard and you need it. If you haven't got it, you're stuck. What else have we got? Oh yeah, meths, methylated spirits. You might know it as denatured alcohol. Cleaning down hooves, doesn't leave a greasy residue like sort of thinners, so that's handy. Measuring jug and thermoplastic granules. You might have seen me make a GoPro camera mouth mount with this. Brilliant stuff. Heat it up in hot water. Makes like a putty. You can put it into holes in feet. It goes off solid, keeping out muck. If you've done a dorsal wall resection or something, dead handy. Couple of ratchet straps. Again, if I want to pick something up and need to strap it to the roof or leave the back doors open and strap everything in. I can't actually put it there. I've just remembered I've got my other toolbox goes there. I only took this lot out about an hour ago to go up the scrapyard and I can't remember where it all goes. Head like a sieve. Anyway, here goes my big toolbox, which I shall let you have a look at now before I put it in. Right, this is a 2-drawer chest and I keep all sorts of things in here. Studs, these are drive-in studs with a tungsten core. Just knock them in a hole that you've pre-made in the shoe. Gives the horse grip. Wound powder, in case anyone cuts themselves. Good old WD-40. That's handy for tools and locks and all sorts more studs. What else we got? Nails. All sorts of sizes. I think we've got, I don't know, half a dozen sizes or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sizes there. What else have we got? Oh yeah, spare rasp. Always like to carry one of those in case anyone treads on one and smashes it. Spare golf ball handles for my rasps. What else? Spare knife. And this is dead handy. Little syringe. Really useful if you want to clean something out, a pus hole or whatever. Bit of peroxide in there, squirts right into the hole, gets all the muck right out. really useful with a kit, that is. Top drawer, haven't been in here for a while. This is my spares drawer. Spare turning hammer, in case I break one. Spare shearing hammer, nailing on hammer, in case I break one. All just bits and pieces. Spare pritchel, clenching tongs, mallet. All stuff that if you haven't got, you're knackered without. I don't quite know what I've got a spare screwdriver for anyway. This is a handy little bit of kit. I made this out of a bit of stainless for getting taps out of shoes. If people was tapping out their stud holes and they break a tap in the shoe, this is quite handy for getting them out. It doesn't always work, but give it a go. And spare tap wrench, a 3/8 tap. All my stuff's 3/8 Whitworth, the studs. 3/8 or 5/16, but most of them 3/8. Trimming snips. Use these for trimming up goats and sheep. Been in there for ages. Haven't done any goats or sheep for a long while, but they're really, really handy for trimming goats' feet. Right, that's it for that drawer. This blooming top drawer will not shut properly. You have to really give it a bang so it sort of locks. And you lock the bottom one, and that's it, that's got it. Anyway, let's stick that in the truck. Now to keep it secure, I've just got a couple of butterfly nuts with some self-tappers welded in, and I've just screwed through, just drilled a hole through the side of the bed into the bottom of the drawers. Just stops it sliding about because it is pretty heavy with all those tools in. Have a job to get to it, and if I sling the truck round a corner a bit sharpish, they can end up all over the place. So, simple little thing, just holds everything in place. Right, what else then? We've got to go in this gap here. Empty box. Use that for old shoes. When I take them off, they get slung in there. And in that box also goes this tin of road nails. These are ordinary nails with a tungsten pin in the top. Use them to stop wear in various places. They go in there. Rags, always handy to have rags, cleaning up mucky feet. Another tool empty box, that one will have my shoes in once I've done them for the week. They go in there. The new ones go in. Right, toolbox, I think I've probably shown you this before, but I'll give you a quick rundown. We've got 3 rasps. Good rasp, not so good, and worse, and they all have a purpose. Then we've got snips, clenching tongs, nailing on hammer, pull-offs, pulling off the shoes, pritchel made out of an old file, looking at the nail holes, mallet, and if you're using it with buffer, nail pulls for pulling out individual nails out the shoe, wire brush, cleaning the foot up, tap made out of an old rubber shoe, and finally a stud punch for just making the holes bigger for putting the studs in if I don't make them big enough in the first place, knives, nails, and my buffer. And that's about it on that one. So that slides in there. Everything fits in quite nicely in this truck. Hoof stand, finishing off with. That will sit nicely up against the box. And then finally, my turning hammer and stall jack. Now this I've had, must be 30 years since I was at college. One of the lads' bosses was making them and flogging them at college. It's been repaired a few times, but that's all I use. Brilliant bit of kit, no other anvil, just that. And that's about it, so we're ready to roll. We knock that in. shut her up, and we're ready to go. Actually, the only thing I didn't put in there was my apron, or my chaps, which I shall remember to put in when I put my shoes in. So thank you for watching. That's what I keep in my truck.